Hello, how are you today? My name is Natasha Bach, and I'd like to say a special welcome to you, my beloved sister. Thank you so much for taking this sacred time out for yourself as we're going to discuss Honoring the Feminine Path. It's our Tea Time and Talk series where we're going to be diving deeper into ways to honor yourself, your path, and your sisters. So I hope that you've cozied up with a beautiful cup of tea. My personal favorite today is Blue Clouds over Dakota. It's from my home state, and just the sweet smell of the lavender brings me just such a sweet, pleasurable memory of my home state of North Dakota. So I look forward to sharing this time with you, and let's begin. So in this webinar series, we are going to be talking today about the importance of rituals, using our senses as portals to delight, and also how we can use our emotions as our compass. Next time in part 2, we're going to be making an enchanted cup of tea. We're going to focus on what our desires are, and we're going to discuss what our inner sanctuary might look like. In the third part of this series, we're going to discuss what our women's work is here in the world right now. We're going to then dive into some beautiful movement sequences so we can make sure that we are moving our emotions through, right? The word emotion has the word motion in it. So by moving, we're able to let our bodies express what we sometimes can't express with words. And in our I apologize. We're going to then discuss Mother Gaia as our best and trusted teacher. In the fourth part of our series, we'll dive into resonance within ourselves as we come into a deep love and inner peace, and also resonance with the outer world. So resonance within ourselves and resonance without ourselves. Then we're going to dive into a really delicious practice using sound and resonance as we tune up our chakras. And then we'll finish that section with just a very relaxing sound bath for you. And in the final part of this series, we're going to be talking about how we honor our own path and how we honor more deeply the path of our sisters. So let's begin. Today we're discussing the importance of rituals and how rituals can make the ordinary life become extraordinary. So when things are changing, rituals help to relieve our anxiety. They take what is chaotic and bring us a sense of order, a sense of structure, so that we can feel like we have everything under control, right? And so often we are all working for that, right? We're frantically working to control our day, to control our emotions, to control any outer stimuluses that are affecting us or our family members. And so I hope that today you find some value and you get some ideas about what kinds of rituals you might be able to explore, create, or implement into your own daily existence. Rituals, as many of us know, mark the rites of passage. We celebrate these with family, with friends. This is when we're celebrating and honoring the major turning points in life. Sometimes new beginnings, and sometimes the closure or the end of something. Rituals really bring us a sense of belonging as we gather with other people. And they also can connect us deeply with nature and the seasons, the cycles of life, and the rhythms of life. And they remind us that we are truly interconnected with all living things, with every person, with every piece of flora and fauna in our planet, all the way down to those beautiful birds and bees and even the little insects. We are interconnected. So when we take time to really honor those things, it brings us a sense of peace. It can also bring us a sense of renewal. So by performing rituals in our life, we have an oasis, a time to rest and replenish and restore ourselves, as we're going to continue to celebrate with our tea, right? It's our time to really rest, replenish, and restore, time to breathe, right? And it's also going to help us reaffirm that we are on the right path, because we've created these opportunities for ourselves to have rest and rejuvenation. Rituals provide us with structure, as we mentioned before, that sense of stability in an ever-changing, chaotic world, as we've all just experienced as we are living through this pandemic. I know for me, being isolated in my own home and working from home and not being able to travel to see family, it was really hard on me. So I found that by creating small rituals throughout the day, I was able to create the structure that I was missing from my life pre-pandemic till now. And so it really provided me with that healing calm, that feeling of trust in the flow of life, and that things were still moving forward. Rituals also connect us to our family, both past and present, tying us to our ancestors and our heritage to help us understand where we come from. Because for many of us, we maybe have some mixed heritages that we are ascended from, and helps us access and honor and strengthen our identity. I know for me, I have many different nationalities that make up who I am, but over time, definitely not all of those practices and rituals that my ancestors did were passed along. And so it's up to me to dive in, see that I can connect with those people, and to really honor where I'm from. Rituals help us remove the ordinary, right? We just go through life just going and doing, and it places us into a space that's really sacred. Helps us feel like there's a mysterious language of symbols, and there's magic in that. I wanted to share with you a personal story about symbols. I have been asking the universe for symbols for quite a while, for many, many years now. And long before I ever decided to relocate from North Dakota to California, I had asked the angels and the universe if they would deliver to me a pair of antique opera glasses laid in mother of pearl to help me know that I was on my path. Now, many years passed before I actually saw this. It was actually 6 years. I had relocated to California, and a friend of mine wanted to go to a secondhand store. She really loved secondhand stores. So she was trying on some clothes, and I was just meandering around the shop, and I looked down in the display case, and there they were. An antique pair of opera glasses laid in mother of pearl. And so, of course, I snatched them up and heralded them to everyone that I knew, that here the universe delivered me the sign. I'm on my path. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And then most recently, another funny story, we've been in our homes working from home for so long, many of us, and some of us have returned to work, but I've been working from home, and I also asked the universe, and just randomly, it just popped into my head, hey, universe, can you give me a sign that I'm still on the right path, that this work that I'm doing is really what I'm supposed to be doing? Would you show me a parrot? Now, everything is quite quiet. I haven't been out and about in the city. Mostly I walk in my neighborhood and other places in nature. But as I was walking in the neighborhood with my beloved, we heard this squawking. Now, we have known that there's some wild turkeys in the area, but we had also been hearing that there were maybe some coyotes too. And so we heard this loud squawking, and we thought, oh my goodness, is the coyote getting one of the wild turkeys? And we turn and we look down this long driveway, and there, next to one of the homes, is an enormous cage with the most beautifully rainbow-colored parrot just squealing away, saying, hey, hey, look at me. Don't miss me. Here I am. Here's your sign. And so we had a beautiful chuckle as I told him the story of how I had asked the universe for this sign. So watch for the mysterious language of symbols in your daily existence, because they do bring you magical moments. Returning back to our rituals, they can help us access our authentic self and be a full expression of our soul and our spirit. By creating and performing rituals that are personally meaningful to us, it helps us co-create our lives, helps us set intentions, helps us manifest what we're hoping to achieve. And it also helps us reach those desired goals. Rituals give our lives meaning and deep purpose. They prepare us for what's next. When we practice them successively and cumulatively over time, they really have the deep power to transform us and to transform our ordinary lives into something that's just truly meaningful, special. It's like the movie of your life. So that ritual being the bridge between what is inside of us and our outer world, helping us to change the ordinary into extraordinary and reaffirm that we are connected with the entire universe. But since we're connected to the entire universe, we have to use what we have here in this time, in our settings, and it gives rise to what can we access and how can we access this human mystery and universal connection. Well, that leads us to our next area of discussion today. Your senses are a portal to your earthly delights and an ever-flowing fountain of happiness. So, in your journal, would you please take a moment to share and jot down the things that you can see in your space right now that you love? Just jot down 2 things. Do you see your favorite color? Do you see a special object from a favorite person? Do you see something that you worked really hard for, and so it's a sign of success that you achieved what your goal was? Beautiful. Next, I would like you to write down in your journal, what do you feel that you love? It might be you love the feeling of your soft sweater against your skin. Maybe it is you love the cushy couch or pillows that you are cozied into with your beautiful cup of tea. Is it the beautiful china or ceramics of your mug, the warmth of your mug? What do you feel right now that you love? And next, I'd like you to jot down 2 things that you smell right now that you love. Now, this one might be a little bit trickier because it's always easier when we're preparing a meal, right? And bringing in some fresh herbs, chopping them, some basil. But perhaps right now, you smell the aroma of your tea that you brewed. Maybe you're smelling a beautifully scented candle. Maybe it's the scent of your favorite perfume. Take a moment. And jot down, what do you smell that you love? All right, our next portal to delight is our hearing. And right now, what do you hear that you love? Sometimes it might be your favorite music playing on the radio when you get in your car. It might be silence after a busy day, right? What do you hear right now that you love? And our final portal of delight is our taste. And as we mentioned before, it might be the taste of our tea right now, but oftentimes you're tasting, the sweetness of something, or the bitterness, or the complexity in the foods that you're eating. So if you're not tasting anything right now, maybe you just jot down a few of your favorite tastes that you can think of. Thank you so much for taking that special time for yourself to just notice. There's a gentleness about this feminine path. It's not hurried. It definitely has a sense of spaciousness. So I'd like you to note that your 5 senses and these questions are so valuable for you in any situation when you are feeling like things are not going your way. You can quickly reset with one of these questions, asking yourself. I often do that. Like if something is not going my way and I'm feeling these emotions rise up within me of, like I can feel this unease, or maybe I feel a tightness in my body somewhere, my jaw's clenching, or my fists, or maybe I'm just holding my breath because I'm uncertain about what's next. And I really want to return to that place of love as fast as I can, and that feeling of ease and flow and grace and beauty. I'll just say to myself, what do you see that you love? Oh, I see the color purple. I love the color purple. Oh, I see plants. I really love plants. Are just one of my favorite things, right? You're just like talking your way back to a place of balance, a place of love. So these are incredible tools to your earthly delights, helping you to always return to a sense of deep happiness. And along that same conversation, our emotions are our compass. As I was just mentioning, when we feel it, when we feel a sense of unease, when we feel frustrated, when we feel angry, resentful, sad about something, disappointed, Those emotions are our compass because we were born to feel love. When we are born into nothing else than a sense of love. That's who we are. So we can use those earthly portals of delight and our emotions to, as quickly as we can, rebound from upset and disappointment, frustration. Because I'm a voice instructor, and it's one of the leading ways that I help women open up to their greatness and reconnect to their pleasure and their purpose and their power. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 rituals that you can do daily to help you find your voice. In some of our future series, we're actually going to be using our voice, but today, first, we're going to find our voice. So the first ritual that I'm going to encourage you to do this week is to start a morning journal practice. Now, some of you might already have a journaling practice. That's wonderful. Keep it up. It doesn't matter if you do it in the morning or in the evening, whatever is most convenient to you and brings you ease and pleasure, right? We don't just want to add another to-do to our list. We want to carve out special time for us. And that's the way that we're going to bring more pleasure into our lives. All right. You can use different prompts. You can give yourself a different prompt every single day. Like you could ask yourself, what is the loving things that I see happening all around me on a daily basis? What are ways that I can contribute my gifts to the world to make a difference? Some people like to do a gratitude journal. I have done that for years and years, writing down 5 things that I'm grateful for every single night before I would go to bed. And those have made such beautiful keepsakes. They're like really amazing journals to go back to and revisit because they're very positive. They are you focusing on the good in your life. Most recently, I started a new journaling practice for myself, and the journal is called My New Life because I was noticing that for a while, my journal entries were just really a big dump, right? A dump of emotions, and sometimes they were quite negative. And I was noticing a pattern in that. And while that is good and wholly beneficial for us when we're trying to sort through things, I just found that it was starting to develop a pattern where that's all that I was putting down onto the paper. So my new journaling practice is My New Life. And it's waking up every morning and journaling about what my new life looks like and how it feels and the kinds of things that are inspiring me now. And so I invite you to start and commit to a morning journal practice. The other way that you can help find your voice is to make an embodiment ritual for yourself and make that be a daily priority. Okay, this includes everything that is moving your body, right? Dance, yoga, easy stretches. So how can you express your inner voice through your body without words? So I challenge you, can you carve out 5 minutes, 10 minutes out of your day, put on some of your favorite music and just dance and just have fun? Or maybe you do some positive thinking affirmations while you're doing your morning yoga, or perhaps you take your yoga outside and do it with nature. Some deep breathing practices, anything that is connecting your body and letting your body express. And the third ritual would be to make a creative expression date with yourself. Now, you don't have to be an accomplished artist to do this, but this is another way to find your inner voice, is to make a date with yourself. Maybe you want to paint. Maybe you love to write poetry. Maybe it is taking your camera on your walk and photographing the intricate things that you see in nature around you. Things you wouldn't ordinarily see. Maybe it is to write a short story. Maybe it is to take out your crayons. Maybe you've got some smelly markers, right? Like, let's dive into the things that just explode our senses with a sense of pleasure, because we're carving out that special time for ourselves. So this week, I'm going to challenge you to do these 3 rituals of journaling every day, some kind of embodiment for expression, and also a creative expression date with yourself. Because when you express your truth as a woman, not only do you liberate yourself, but you're opening the door for other women to express their truth. And as this happens, you are shifting the tides of our society, and you are setting in motion a ripple effect, right? We have a group consciousness happening right now, and there's a big shift happening. And so we want to be on the side of leading with love and being leaders of change, positively impacting everyone around us in all the ways that our small rituals ripple out, because we're creating love for ourselves. And when we love ourselves more deeply, it ripples out to others. So I invite you, as always, to use your voice to illuminate the path of love for others to follow. Thank you so much for joining me today for our beautiful tea time and talk, and I look forward next time to creating an enchanted cup of tea with you. Many blessings.